Reunite the Shield. Reunite the Shield.
Reunite the fucking Shield.
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
So apparently you guys would love to see the Shield reunite. I would love to see it too. But my question is, how would you do it? When would you do it? And why would you do it? How long does it last? Leave the comments below in the comment section. There's tons of ways WWE can and will bring the Shield back. And undoubtedly, they'll do it wrong. So here's my way of doing it, and what I think the fans would actually pop for. Now, during this whole booking, we're going to act like the whole brand split doesn't exist. The more we pretend, the more this will make sense. The brand split could cause all sorts of things to go wrong, thus making it harder to pull this thing off, and also effing up timing for something that can happen further down the line. My aim is to make stars out of this feud for 7, yes, count them, 7 whole men. So first of all, AJ, fuck you. You stewed off my idea for coming out way too early with your heel turn. Currently, we have a feud that's starting between the Roman and the Reigns and Seth Rollins. And I personally think that this is happening way too early. Their title match should be taking place at WrestleMania, just like Shane said on Raw. But there's no way they can hold off on this match until then. And I agree with them. We should have something even better built for Mania. Shield triple threat. Shit. Man, it's allergy season. Sorry about that. Money in the Bank are coming, and these two already have a match for the title. This match should not take place, and they need a way out of it where both guys come out unharmed in the title picture. So, how do we pull this off? The Reigns and Seth have their match at the pay-per-view. And just like AJ, Seth makes Reigns look like $1 million, all while looking great himself. He's got some great back and forth action going, and it actually stops the crowd from booing the Roman's offense. Seth works a heel in this feud, by the way. Coming down the stretch, Seth pedigrees the Roman and starts smirking. He's waiting for the Roman to get up, and he teases the curb stomp, and then out goes the lights. When the lights come back on, Seth is laid out by Gallerson. Yeah, we've repackaged Anderson and Gallows as Gallerson. Deal with it. Reigns is standing tall and is looking confused, yet he starts laughing. Heel turn tease because WWE, and that's what they do. Lights go out again, and when they come back on, the Reigns is laid out, and Seth is handcuffed in the corner. The only person standing tall in the ring now is a masked AJ Styles, with a chain in his hand and a hood over his head, holding up the Wolfpack sign. Again, fuck you, AJ, for ruining my heel turn for you. Mine was better. WWE sucks. Pay-per-view goes off with AJ standing tall. We got 5 weeks to burn before the next pay-per-view, which is Battleground. So, let's get through them. Out to start Monday Night Raw, we have the Roman and the Reigns, and he wants answers. He says he's not a good guy, but he will be the bad guy, ripping apart the entire backstage area until he finds AJ and Gallerson. That pretty much ends his promo. Let's talk more pissed off Samoan. I think we all go for that. He goes to leave, and Seth music hits as the Reigns is halfway up the ramp. Seth is on a Titantron, and he tells the Reigns, "Our beef isn't over. I had you beat. You're not the only one pissed off that the whole club is getting the band back together. And I got a little toy that will bring the club out of hiding." The camera cuts to a beaten down, handcuffed Joey Mercury, because story continuity. Seth says AJ isn't the only one that likes playing with cuffs. Later that night, the Reigns defeats a returning Neville, and he goes to raise his hand to put the guy over. The lights go out, and when they come back on, we see them both laid out, with the Reigns handcuffed this time, and a guy in the ring with his back turned, wearing the same half mask and hood, just like AJ. Yet it's not AJ. It's the Seth Rollins. As he rips off the mask and does a big smile, Raw goes off air. On the second week of Raw, we don't see the Roman Reigns. He's selling a shoulder injury or feeling some blank mild injury that says that he'll be back and okay next week. You can put in whatever injury you want. It really doesn't matter. Seth has a match to close out Raw against Cesaro. The fight spills outside. Gallerson comes from the crowd. Anderson and Gallows, if you've been following the story. And AJ's up on the ramp with the hood on and a half mask. Gallerson drags Seth up the ramp to AJ, and they all too sweet as Raw goes off the air again. Week 3, we have no Seth, and commentary's putting over that Reigns isn't 100% healed just yet, and his recovery is going a little bit slower than they thought. So we don't care about this week. For all I care, the Gimmick Club could run around the back and destroy everybody. That part really doesn't matter. Week 4. Reigns is in the ring cutting a promo and he says, in my breast Reigns voice, I don't know what's up with the club. And I don't know what they want. But what I do know is I have a match with Seth at Battleground. And we're going to finish this once and for all. The club, I'll deal with those guys later. But I'm not really all that worried about them because I got my family, bloodline, and we've already dealt with these guys. The Usos music hit, yet they don't come out. The Titantron goes fuzzy and on the screen appears the club. AJ in his new signature mask and Gallerson with their face painted, just like old times. Behind them, the Usos are laid out. They don't say a word. The screen goes back fuzzy. That whole sequence right there with the Titantron and the fuzzy and the black and the white and the mask, if you guys get it, I've taught you guys a lot. Foreshadowing like a motherfucker, story continuity, and a throwback to how things were in the past with the certain trio. I'm so fucking smart. Seth's music hits and he tells Roman, we will battle at Battleground, and I'll leave as champion and deal with those other guys, the club, later. He smirks and says, maybe I'll join you and your family to take them out after the fact. Roman grins and says, I still don't like you, but when that night comes, I'll let you pick up the scraps when we're done with them. Reigns' music hits, Seth lays him out. Week 5, the go-home show for Battleground. And because WWE, we have a tag team match with Seth and the Roman and the Reigns against Gallerson. Shit that WWE does. And from the start, the match spills outside. Gallerson bails once the lights go out. When the lights come back on, Seth's ready to hit the Roman with the title, but eats a spear for his efforts. Roman ends the go-home show standing tall. And that brings us to Battleground. Roman and Seth get something special for their match. The NXT version of the start-off. You have the ring announcer in the back, ref in the middle, one man on each side of the ref, dim lights, and the spotlight on the two men and the ref with the title. Nice and NXT style, because story continuity. We have a great match of course, and as per usual, the lights go out. Eventually, somebody's gotta pay this damn light bill. When the lights come back on, Gallerson's outside the ring and they're fighting with the Usos. Reigns prepared for this. The lights go off again, and this time when they come back on, Seth is laid out with AJ on the outside holding the chair. Reigns looks completely PO'd because AJ should have been handled. The Usos and Gallerson are battling their way to the back, and AJ is yelling, "Pin Seth! Pin him, you freaking jabron!" The Roman refuses. AJ comes in to attack Reigns with the chair, but eats a spear for his efforts. The crowd pops. The ref is called for the match, and Reigns' music hits while he stands tall. And the lights go out again. The crowd pops, but then they hear a gong. We get very slight lighting on the ground by the ramp and some fog. Another gong as the lights go out. The lights come on and Reigns is completely laid out. Standing over him is a completely painted and a completely different character of Finn Balor. Along with the other 3 members of the club, Too Sweet in the Air, in the pay-per-view. This completes part 1 of how we reunite the Shield. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hey, leave you guys' reuniting the Shield ideas down in the comment section below. If you have any other ideas or any other things that you would like to see me book, drop that down in the comment section as well. When will part 2 come out? It'll be out. Trust me. As a matter of fact, let me stop talking and start writing. See you guys there.